So this is just a quick video to explain to you why I, as a Gnostic, do not believe that Jesus literally died for my sins on a cross. Right? I did a sermon called The Truth About the Serpent, The Anatomy of Enlightenment, and you'll find it on my YouTube channel. It's the first video that will play automatically, and it describes how the physiology of crucifixion or awakening happens. So we have 33 vertebrae in the spine. Jesus is crucified at the age of 33 on Golgotha, the place of the skull. So the life force energy breaks through into the pineal, and there's an expansion and unification of father-mother, right? Serpent-eagle unification. So crucifixion is a physiological process, and the esoteric dimensions of the Christian story are about that process. Unfortunately, all the wise ones that understood that have been murdered by the literalist or fundamentalist Christians. So most Christians today read the Bible and they think it's actually literal, which is fundamental. If you think things are literally what they say, that's fundamentalism. You haven't understood the metaphor or the esoteric dimension. So that's really problematic, because today you have essentially lay people at the pulpit. You have people that have been brought up in literal Christianity, then going to the pulpit and continuing literalism, right? And they haven't actually had the alchemical crucifixion or transformation of self physiologically, right? They haven't gone through the experience and become actual priests or masters, right? So, I mean, I love that about India. You know, every lineage where you're going to experience a master, you can tell, and from how they present and who they are, their essence, their energy, and from what they say, that they have understood very complex dimensions of life. It's not actually even complex. It's so simple when you're told and you're shown. It's not complicated, right? So, I just wanted to say that today, because I know some Jewish people are uncomfortable with the stuff I'm sharing, and I want you to know that I break down all forms of fundamentalism. And yeah, for me to believe that Jesus died physically on a cross for me would mean that I believed in Yahweh as my Father God. See, because Yahweh requires sacrifice. The Old Testament God, Yahweh, who's demented, he has the profile of a psychopath. He's very insane. So Yahweh is not the Father. Yahweh is the demiurge in Gnosticism. Yahweh is the phony, egoic, jealous, maniacal poser of a Father God, right? The real Father is El Shaddai, the benefic Brahman, Allah, all beautiful, all merciful, all lovely, all glory, all beautiful, all beautiful. That is my Father. That's my Father. So my Father, my real Father, our real Father, does not require a sacrifice. Think about it. Think about it. How could your Father God be a true, beautiful, glorious Father God if he needed to kill anything that he created, right? So this blood sacrifice construct is actually idolatry. For us to believe that Jesus had to be crucified in such a brutal manner and hang and bleed out is actually a perversion of the teachings of our Master. And it's also historically inaccurate. I know a lot of Christians struggle to even look at history, right? So I was talking to a Christian friend the other day. He's quite fundamentalist. I was like, Jesus picks up in historical documents in Kashmir, pre the age of 30 and post his ministry, right? There's more historical evidence for Jesus in India and Kashmir than in the area of Palestine. So a lot of Christians don't want to look at the history because they have a faith bias, and obviously the mechanism of, if you don't believe we had to brutally cut this man to pieces and crucify him, if you don't believe that, you go to hell. So you are forced to believe in blood sacrifice. That's Moloch. That's Set, that's Yahweh, that's Baal, that's Demiurge. That's not the true Father. Our true Father would never do that.